Hello guys, this is Mahesh. I've been into IT industry from 4 years. I know this is very short period, but the reason I'm making this video is to bring up some DevOps content to the guys who are interested, to having their career into DevOps, to switch their career into DevOps. So either it may be switching from other domain to DevOps, or some people who are freshly graduated and they are planning to start their career with DevOps. Because the reason you came here is because of DevOps. The reason you opened this video is for DevOps, because the DevOps is very booming now. Correct. So that was my intention, to bring up this stuff to guys who are interested. I hope this will definitely help you. Okay, so let us get into the things. See, very fast, what is DevOps? Okay, what is DevOps? So most of the people not aware of what is development, what is it operations, how entire IT structure flows. Most like who are very fresh to IT or who are recently graduated, they might not have any idea about this. Okay, so even I don't want to dig into that in the first session. Okay, let us have a session after this Linux. Today we are going to have a session on Linux. Okay, so once we complete Linux, so we'll deeply dig into DevOps, like how it works, what exactly it does, what's going to be DevOps engineer roles and responsibilities, how application flows, what are the tuning things, what are the tools have been involved in DevOps. In such way we'll dig into that from next session. So as of now, let us see Linux, because this should be the basic introduction to the guys who want to make their IT debut. Okay, so why it is going to be mandatory, to the people who want to come into IT? Because you are going to have most of the environments on Linux. Of course, you will be having environments on Windows as well. But you know the Windows, right? You know the Windows, how to log into Windows, how to access folders, how to remove folders, how to copy files, how to sort the file. Now this stuff you know it already. What is admin access? Everything that you know from Windows perspective. But to be fair, in real time scenario, we are going to work more on Linux environment. Okay, not though it is typical one. It's a quite easy one. No need to no need to worry about this. Okay, so let me tell you the fair difference between Windows and Linux. Linux is also, it's nothing but an operating system. Okay, however we are having Windows, in the same way we are going to have Linux. But whereas Windows is completely graphical based, so we call it as GUI. It is completely graphical based, whereas Linux, it is completely command based. It is completely command based. So everything will be same. There also you will be having, both in Linux and Windows, you will be having directories. You have to copy some files, you have to remove some files, you have to rename some files, you have to delete, you have to take some sort things, you have to open the file, you have to edit the file, you have to save the file. Okay, you have to search the file. So all the functionalities are same, like all the basic thing is same. Basic thing is same. Only thing is it is completely command based. What is Linux? Because in Linux, see, in Windows, if you want to go somewhere, what you can do, you can simply go, like let's say you want to create some folder, you can just click on this, you can write some test folder. So if you want to get into this test folder, you simply double click, you are getting into this. So you can see all the files, what are presented in this directory. Sorry. But in Linux you don't have that luxury. So instead of this double clicks and all, you have to manage the environment with commands. You have to manage environment with commands. Okay, so my basic thing is just watch a video in YouTube, like how to launch an instance from AWS. How to launch an instance from AWS, so that or else let me show you. Okay, so this is my instance. Okay, I'm just stopping this. Okay, see, don't worry, AWS is not a big thing. AWS is nothing but a cloud platform. Okay, you can create a a free trial account you can create a trial account for 1 year. So there you can just once you logged into, so you have to use some you have to give some bank card details. They will deduct some 2 rupees for confirmation. You have to give some address. So now, although it's not mandatory to give exact one, but preferably just give exact details and get this account. You, if you have any doubt, you can get this in YouTube as well, and you have AWS site as well, which can guide you to launch to have free trial service for that trial account that you can try. See, once you log into the AWS, you will be having EC2 dashboard. What is it? EC2 dashboard, or you can see here instances. Let's say click on instances. Okay, so just click on launch instance. What I will do, let me delete this demo files, because I want all the files makes me confused. Let us delete this also. Okay, where we are. Okay, see, you could see AMS here. AMS is nothing but Amazon Machine Image. So nothing but it's an software. It's an OS platform. So you can choose whatever you want. See, Amazon, Ubuntu, lot of things, Windows, lot of things are there. But in these, not all are eligible for free tier application. So see, whatever you can see free tier eligible, that only you can launch. So just click on just choose this Red Hat Enterprise Linux. Okay, just make sure that is triggered with T2 Micro. Configure instance details. Nothing to give in, nothing. Just give add storage. Nothing to add here. Add tag. Just if you want, just you can add server 1. Let's say it's not mandatory, but it's good to have a tag. So next, security. So this is like see, default it is showing like SSH type, TCP, port range is 22. So this is from for all from all the sources. So this is like just to, it's called security group, which is nothing but it allows or or denies the request. Let's say now I want to log into this instance from my laptop. I don't want to log in. I don't want to other guy log in from other net, like the guy who is sitting in next other network. I don't want him to log in here. So I can restrict him by giving these protocols. Okay, so as of now, let it be default. Review and launch. So here you can use just as you are doing it for the first time, create a new pair, just name it as demo, click on down. Oh, it's already exists. See where it is. Okay, let me give another keep a test. Okay, so it is downloaded. So after downloading this, you just click on launch instances. Okay, you can see it here. See, this is instances is pending. Still it's coming up. It's not it not yet came. So it is coming up. So meanwhile, what we'll do, what the file we have downloaded is PEM file, but we cannot log into into AWS instance using PEM. So we should have PPK. So for that, you should have an application called software called Puttygen. This is an open source. You can download it. Okay, so here just click on load. Okay, just choose all files, select this test PEM, open. Okay, so now you could see this public key for pasting into open SSH other. So this is like key. So just after this, simply click on set private file, click OK, and you can give the name and path to that. I want to save it here 2.0 demo. So I want to name this as test, and the extension should be ppk. Save it. So after that, just close it. So let me copy it there only, because to avoid confusion, because okay, so now we have ppk and PEM file, but ultimately we need ppk file to log into. Where is that, Ray? Is it being recorded? And why it went there? Okay, See, now it came to running stage. Okay, just click on that, just click public IPv4. Okay, just click public IPv4, so it copies the IP. So now open PuTTY, just copy that IP here, just PuTTY, right? Just it is also an open source, you can download and access it, because this is the platform. It's like a bridge to get into Linux environment, Linux server. This is the bridge to access the Linux server. Okay, so if it is on premise, you can directly click on open, but it is from AWS, you have to give that authorized key. So click on SSH, next click on auth, just browse for PPK, select the PPK, just import it, that's it. Okay, so now login as EC2 user. See, don't worry about this. Okay, don't worry about this, because this is simple. I just shown this to have a Linux instance, because if you go through VM, Oracle VM box or something, it may take much time, it may lead to some confusion, and it is going to consume memory from your laptop. So that's the reason I've just shown this. Don't worry about this AWS instance and something. So after I complete DevOps course, I'll just start AWS as well. Don't worry regarding this. Just as of now, try to get this one, like whatever I've shown in this video. Just try to launch an instance and have it. That's it. So no need to worry about that. Okay, as of now, keep concentrate on how it is functioning. Next part is how DevOps functions. That's the 2 points you have to keep in your mind, and keep your concentration on for this course. So after we're done with DevOps, don't worry, we'll dig into AWS. At that time you will find it very easy, so no need to worry about this. Okay, see, now I logged into EC2 user. Okay, so EC2 user is default user from the cloud, AWS cloud. Okay, so now what I want to do is, see, however we are having an administrator, in Windows, we are having a super user in Linux as well. So that we called root user. So how to switch to root user? Sudo su hyphen. So you could see now the user is EC2 user. Just give enter. See, now it is root user. See, ID is root. See, root is nothing but a super user who can control entire user. See, on top of this, we can create some users, we can add some groups, and we can attach, we can add that user to groups. That concept will be there. Okay, so just as of now, just understand that root is super user of this Linux. Okay, so he can modify anything. So that's why in real time scenarios, root password will be very, very, very confidential. So unless you are an authorized person, you won't get this root password. So if you want something like a user, let's say you are launching an application, so you need one user, so they will create one user, they will create one group, and they will add that user to that group. They will give you enough permissions, and they will give you credentials of that particular user, but they won't give you credentials of root. Okay, so that you should understand. Okay, as of now, let us perform all this stuff by using root user. So latter part, maybe if you have any time, by end of this video, we'll try to get into user and groups also. Okay, see, very first point, like let's say now I'm having this folder. If you want to, let's say I'm at 2.0, I want to go to, so I want to create, let's say I want to create a directory called test. So how I have done, I've just given right click, I'm just choose create new folder, I've just created new. But in Linux you don't have that luxury. See, if you give right click, it will be copying. See, now I've just selected root. If I give right click, it is copying root. So you don't have that cursor facility. What all you have to do to make a directory? To make a directory, command is mkdir. It means make directory. Say, let's say I'm creating make directory test. So it is created. How you can see? Just give ll. See, so these are the default files. Don't worry about this. Okay, so you got your directory, whatever you have created here. Create one more mkdir test2, give ll. ll is nothing but listing. Okay, ll is nothing but listing all the files. Okay, see, you could see this test and test2 in a different color with these files. Okay, so you know this is directory. You know the difference between file and directory in general. You know the difference between file and folder, right? Here we call it as directory. So you here also we are having four things. Let's say some of these are directories, some of these are files. How to know which are directory and how to know which is file? See, if you see here, this is being started with D, nothing but directory. So which is having dash, that is called file. That is called file. So this is about creating a directory. And for listing you have one more command, ls-ltr. Okay, so both will be giving you same output. If you want, let's say if you want to see only files, no need of all these details, simply give ls. See, you could see all these details. Okay, so now we have created a directory. Very good. Now we have to get into test directory. How to get into test directory? Use command cd. Cd is nothing but change directory. Change to what? Test. Enter. See, earlier it was root symbol, now you can see here test. Correct? So you want to see the exact path where you are, just pwd, present working directory. So you are under root/test. So root was your primary folder of directory. After that you created test and you got into test folder. So this is the basic thing about file. Okay, so under this I want to create some file. How to create files? Because you have to write lot of scripts, you have to write lot of things, right? We have to make lot of files. So how to create a file? Very first important thing is you can do it in multiple ways. But ideal thing is you have to use vi editor. This is nothing but editor. This is to edit and create files. Obviously we can say this is for edit the files, but in general if you want to create a new file you have to use this. Okay, we have other options as well. You can directly use some cat command, you can append that. So that options are there, but ideally I will suggest this vi command, because here there is a chance you can see everything whatever you are writing without any mistakes. Okay, so let's say I am creating a file called test.txt. So immediately it will open a prompt. So now to enter any data you have to click on I is nothing but insert. See, now this has changed to insert. So means now you are allowed to enter some data here. You just line first line, enter second line. So to move to next line you have to give enter. Okay, third line. Okay, this is done. Now you want to save this file. So for that, give